Hi everyone, this is Daniel Skränт, and I'm going to channel the Arcturian Council. Greetings. Well, the Arcturian Council. Well, pleased. We are very actively engaging with all of you while you are asleep, as are many other beings and collectives. And we want you to know how valuable your insights are to all of us when we do meet up with you. We hope you understand that you are out there on the leading edge, out there doing the heavy lifting, doing the hard work. And we need to know what that is like. We can observe you, we can measure your vibration. But when you tell us directly, when you communicate to us what it is like, that is when we get the best possible understanding. This is what you need to do with each other as well. Humans need to communicate with each other while you are still waiting to become completely telepathic with one another. There always needs to be better understanding between humans. That is the best way to have any sort of relationship with another person, whether it's romantic, familial, friendship, co-worker, any type of relationship you have. You must communicate. You must do your best to explain to another what your experiences are like, so that they can walk for a moment in your shoes, and so that they may extend compassion to you. Communication breeds compassion. Compassion elevates the level of consciousness, the overall vibration of the collective. And you all get closer and closer to that moment of ascension because you opened up. We're constantly telling you to open up to us, to the archangels, the ascended masters, to all the higher frequency beings. But you also need to open up to each other and realize that the person you are communicating with is source energy, just as much as an archangel is. They have just taken a different form and have agreed to operate at a particular vibration. But then again, so have you. And you need to understand each other in order to best help each other. This is what humanity needs most of all. You need to understand where someone else is coming from, what their experiences are like to them, and most importantly, how they feel about those experiences. Now, if you are the one who is more enlightened, then you may need to draw the emotions out of the person you're speaking with by asking them the right questions. By helping them to get in better communication with themselves. You offer them everything that they need to raise their vibration and to ascend. You are the ones who are there to help one another return home to Source. This is what you are all doing there together. And it is so important that you recognize your roles in each other's lives. Now, you can always choose to play a slightly different role to a person when it serves you and it serves them to change that role up. But the connection is always there between you and the other people that you are communicating with in your lives. And that is important for you to acknowledge as well. These are the things you are meant to do. You are meant to have desires, to take actions, to feel feelings, to communicate with each other. You are meant to create, to experience, to love, to serve. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. And it only gets more complicated when you don't communicate. Because the less you communicate, the more confusion there is, and the more confusion there is, the more you tend to be in your mind. But as you open up your mouth, you open up your heart. And as you open up your heart, you give something to someone that is so valuable that you cannot put a price on it, nor should anyone try. Remember this in all your interactions with other humans, and you will avoid so much conflict and so much confusion. And you will live in greater harmony with one another, and you will ascend with ease and joy. Well, the Victorian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Blessings to you and yours. Very happy to be able to channel a video message today as my wife and daughter are on their way home in the pouring rain from where they've been hanging out the past few days, and I had just enough time to get this done. They should be home in a half hour. I have a few announcements to make. First thing that's coming up is my beginner's channeling class. That is on the 28th of July, which is next Thursday. That's at danielscrant.com/learn, or look down below for a link if you're watching on the YouTube. And that's a 2-hour standalone beginner's group channeling class where if you can't attend live, you can get the recording of it, and when you get the recording of it, you can listen to it at your own pace. You can listen to half of it, go to bed, listen to the other half the next day. The beautiful thing about the recording is there'll be processes on there that you can do to bring yourself into the channeling state, and you can use those processes over and over again. And there'll be a lot of information from me too about channeling and all the questions that people ask and the answers that I give. So that's what that's all about. That's a standalone class. The next big course I'm doing is the Learn to Channel Mega course, which is at danielscranton.com/mega, and that starts in early September. And that's 9 classes, 2 hours each, over Zoom, so we all get to see each other and cover like every little bit of channeling in that 18 hours we spend together. I also have coming up the big Mike Dooley event. Mike Dooley's hosting. He is Mike Dooley of Totally Unique Thoughts, also called The Universe. Also Mike Dooley's from The Secret. So it's a pretty funny story how this all happened. I said to my wife one day, I'm driving home from walking on Thompson Road. I said to my wife, I said, I'm going to tell you this now because if I say it out loud, I've noticed that it happens. And I've said it a couple times before in other areas of my life and something has happened. I said, I'm really actually kind of surprised at this point that with all the work I've done, all that I've put out there, no really big, well-known person has approached me about my work and said, hey, I found you. I think you're doing great work. And I meant it. And I said, I think it's going to happen soon. That's why I'm telling you, is putting it on the record. And then I think within 24 hours, Mike Dooley emailed me. And in case you never heard of him, he's got an email list of over 1 million people. So By contrast, I have an email list of 10,000 people. So that's 100 times as many people that he's reaching as I am. So Mike Dooley reaches out and we have some chats and sessions and stuff. And then he approaches me about doing this event. And I said to him, he's like, I want to get you and some other people on your channel, and it's going to be about ascension. And I said, well, if you want my short list of my favorite channelers, here it is. If you're looking, I think he asked me who I might suggest to be in it. And I suggested Daryl Anka, even though I didn't think we'd get him. I said, Daryl Anka, he's my favorite. Lisa Royal Holt, she's my second favorite. And I think I mentioned Rob Gauthier, Nora Harold, Wendy Kennedy. And he connects with Lisa, and he asks Lisa, and Lisa is friends with Daryl. So Lisa knows me because I've done a couple of things with her, and I introduced her to Ruben Langdon, who got her onto the Gaia thing, interviews with extra dimensionals. And so Lisa reached out to me, and she's telling me, I'm thinking about it, and I don't know if I want to do it. No. And she's like, I gotta think it over. And then the next thing I know, she tells me she's going to do it. And then she is friends with Daryl. So Daryl is like not sure if he should do it. And she kind of talks him into it. So I feel kind of responsible for having Daryl Anka and Lisa Royal Holt on the lineup here. And like I said, you probably don't know Lisa either, most people. She said to me one time, I like to fly under the radar. And she does. She does a lot of things in Japan. So I'm sure I have a lot of Japanese viewers too, so maybe you do know her if you live in Japan. But then Mike goes out and gets Matt Kahn all on his own. And so we got Matt Kahn, Daryl Anka, Lisa Royal Holt, me, Sarah Landon, who Mike's worked with before, and Sal Rochelle, who I've heard of. I'm not really sure why I've heard of him, but I've heard of him. And that's the lineup. There's going to be 6 channelers, each focusing on some different aspect of awakening and ascending. And that starts August 2nd, and there's a link down below. But if you're watching somewhere other than YouTube, go to danielscranton.com/awakening, and you can see the page I created on my site for it. Okay. What else is going on here? I started watching that show, Terminal List. And the end of the first episode was so brutal, I said, no, can't do it. Cannot do this. I remember that same thing happened with the show Tin Star. I'm watching it, it's interesting, and then something really brutally bad happens at the end of the first episode. I'm like, no, I'm not going to continue with this. I'm not going to subject myself to this. So that was a waste of an hour of my time last night. And I'm real excited. My daughter's been wanting to talk with me and video chat with me, and so she's been missing me, and of course I miss both of them, and so they should be home soon, and I'm excited about that. So I'm going to go start transcribing this. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Blessings. Please hit subscribe on the YouTube if that's where you happen to be watching. Otherwise, wherever you are now, come back in 48 hours and I'll do another one. I promise. See you then. Bye.